In today's show, we're taking a look from Bandai Toys, Dragon Ball Z, Super Saiyan Vegeta. Stay tuned. And welcome back to the show, guys. Welcome back to the show. And today we're doing something a little different, guys. I wanted to take a look at from Bandai Spirits or Bandai, if I'm saying it correctly, a Dragon Ball Z, one of my favorite anti-heroes, Vegeta. I would have preferred the black hair. We're looking at the Super Saiyan one. That's okay. This is the first time I own any Dragon Ball Z related. And I got to tell you, before we begin, guys, look at all this cheddar we got here for $23. So for other toy manufacturers, take a hint. Look at all that plastic with this action figure. He comes with a lot of accessories, so we're going to go through a little bit of the housekeeping before we look at the figure. So before we begin, guys, don't forget to subscribe to my Instagram, where I'll be posting toy photography. You can go over there and take a look when I upload. Or if not, if you don't like Instagram, follow me on Twitter. Let's jump in. Let's jump in with the housekeeping, guys. Let's get that out of the way because there's just so much. So right off the bat, guys, as you guys can see, we have a blast effect when he's getting into Super Saiyan mode, if I'm saying it correctly. You guys can see that. This is a beautiful piece to add. I mean, for you guys collecting out there, it's fantastic that they include something like this. It's a very big piece. It's very nice. It's a translucent yellow plastic. And honestly, this is great. So put that to the side. We're going to take a look at this. This is a stand, but it's not for the figure. This is a stand that comes with different levels, and this is where you put the blast effect on it, and we'll take a look at that in a couple of minutes. We get a set of hands, of open palm hands, or powering up hands, if you want to call it. We get where you put it in his open hands, a blast effect where he's creating the ball. You can see that there. It's just awesome. And last but not least, I forgot the name of these blasts in in Dragon Ball Z, so tell me in the comments. But this is the blast, and as you can see, it has a peg hole for the multi-levels of that. So with that said, look at everything that comes with this figure for $23. So now that we've got the housekeeping out of the way, we'll start taking a look at some things here with the figure. And one of them there, as you can see, is I'm going to go ahead and get started with the hands, removing them and putting them there on his hands, because eventually where we want to go with is the open hands. And let's see how that works. Okay, that came off easily, guys. You see a peg there. Let me remove the other hand. Nothing to worry about. That popped out easily as well. Let's go ahead and put the open hands, because that's really where the cheddar's at. People love to see these guys, even though some of you animators, I can see now why a lot of you animators out there love these Bandai action figures. You get a lot of bang for your buck. And here he is. And we're going to leave him with these open hands, because this is where he generates the power. So the first item that I'm going to put in his hands, so you guys can take a look at him, is the power ball. And from what I understand, because there was no instructions in this type of thing, you just plug one hand in there, plug one hand in there. At least that's what I saw. Let's see here. Let me see here. Give me a second. Sorry I'm taking long, guys. Just trying to put this thing here on him. And we're going to go with, I'm going to go with this hand here. So him powering up with this ball thing. Let me see here. So apparently I'm having the hardest time getting this ball thing to go on his hand. Boy, it's gotta be tough being a Super Saiyan. But anyways, let's see here. And so then the next thing that I'm having trouble with, standing him up. So there he is with the Super Saiyan ball. And I gotta say, that's pretty cool. A pretty cool effect if you're an animator trying to transition to that. Next up, let's take out the ball and let's put in, I'm gonna stretch out his hands here. And I've gotta say, guys, before I go into the the articulation of the figure, I have to say that the figure articulates very smoothly. So the next thing is the level up power. I mean, that's pretty cool. You know, that's a nice accessory to add uh, to the figure. So you know, whoever dreams up of this is amazing kind of stuff. So if you look at that, just looks fantastic. So I'm gonna take this off. Let's move his hands to create the next effect. And this time we're gonna put it sideways so you guys can see on the figure itself. Put the figure here like this. You know, I don't get a break with these figures. And so the first thing that comes up here is the blast effect, which if you look at it there, it's on different levels. So this is like a low effect. We're gonna go ahead and take that off. Take a look at these stands, and I'm gonna go with the highest effect, which is that one. The middle I'm just not gonna show. It's the low, and then we got the high, and then we're gonna position that there. And so for you animators out there, if you're using this, I'm assuming you're either gonna rotoscope this out or possibly spray paint it green. I don't know what your choosing is, but this is what it comes with. And I guess, you know, you can move this throughout the animation. So this is pretty cool stuff that's coming with the figure. So I'm very pleased that we're getting all of this out there. So let's take a look at the figure himself. Look at that. And unlike the Aquaman in my previous videos, yes, he has a yelling face, but he's a Super Saiyan. Would have preferred the black-haired one, but I beggars can't be choosers. I've never owned a Dragon Ball Z figure. So let's start with the articulation. We get a side to side. We don't get any range of motion to extend. This is as much as range of motion as we're gonna get. So you're not gonna get that much up and down from him. So you get a magnificent T pose there. Don't know what kind of mechanism Bandai uses there, but we do get a bicep swivel, as you guys can see there. We get a, do we get a double joint? No, we get a one joint um, on there when it comes to the elbow. We get a wrist swivel, and conveniently enough, very easy to take off the hands. So we definitely got that there. This is the only waist swivel. There's nothing else there. You're not going to get any crunches on the abs. This is as far as the legs will go. So, and I'm sure others have made it. We do get double jointed knees, and we get an articulated ankle, but we don't get any toe articulation. So, you know, it's a pretty good looking action figure, moves very smoothly. So I think that this company, rather than focus on the collector, I think that they themselves have at least that's what I've seen with these animations that I've seen out there. I think that they're creating these toys for the actual animators out there versus the dudes who put them up on a shelf. I've seen a lot of great R.P.Animations. Let's take a look at the blast to see how it looks on the. Look at that. That just looks phenomenal. I mean, look at all that plastic, and this is everything that you get with this figure. So there's no complaints from me. I'm very happy with this. But what's there not to be happy? I've never owned a Dragon Ball Z figure. And funny story, guys, when Dragon Ball Z came out, I was in Spain in '93, and one of my cousins told me, "Hey, you got to check this out." I looked at it, never would have thought it would have hit this side of the world until late '90s, early 2000s. I could be wrong because, again, I was already in my 20s in the '90s, and I stopped following a lot of things, but I did watch all of the series. I watched the series that had Trunk, I had Vegeta. My favorite episode is where him and Freezer destroy an entire planet fighting each other. So again, guys, I haven't followed it. I understand now that to be a Super Saiyan, you got to turn your hair blue. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if that's the level that we're at now to be that powerful, but again, guys, this is a fantastic looking figure. Yes, he's screaming, but that's okay. I like it. This one looks really cool. For your animation, he's already powered up. He's screaming. So let me know, guys, in the comment what you think. Tell me if this is something you're gonna go out and get. And if you are, share with me. Show me some photos on Twitters, or tag me on Instagram, whichever you want to do. So if you like today's episode, guys, hit the like button, hit the notification, and most importantly, guys, don't forget to subscribe. Helps me grow with you, helps me get this channel to the other level. So with that said, thank you very much for watching today's videos. Me and Vegeta, we're done, and we are